discuss about the role of human being in this ever-expressive coexistence. So till now we have studied about the human being in module 3, and now we have studied about the coexistence in module 4. And one of the important observation has been that this coexistence is ever-expressive, and ultimately all the magnificence that we see in the nature, so much of variety that we see in nature, are the expressions of this coexistence. So with all this background, now we are trying to look into what is the role of human being in this ever-expressive coexistence. So let's look at that. So if you look at what we have been able to conclude out of our discussion in the last session, that is lecture 19, the important conclusions that we have been able to draw through our investigation till now are the following. Number one, human being is coexistence of self and body. Self is central to human existence. Body is used as an instrument. The need of the self, which is continuous happiness, is fulfilled by right understanding, right feeling, and right thought in the self. So this is one set of conclusion that we have drawn. Another set of conclusion is that existence is in coexistence, which is in the form of units submerged in space. This coexistence is ever present, ever effective, ever expressive. All that we see in nature as four orders is expression of this coexistence. And then we said this existence can be understood by awakening to the activities of self, both lower and the higher activities put together. So we were trying to see that when we are looking at the existence as a whole, the expression of coexistence as units in nature in four orders, we saw that every unit is in the, has five aspects: form, property, natural characteristics, innateness, and the coexistence. And if we have to see these five aspects, then we have to take help of all the activities of the self, starting from testing, selecting to realization and authentication. So there is a full range. So starting with the lower activity and then higher activity. So with all the activities of the self, or through all the activities of the self, both lower and higher, we can understand the existence as a whole. We can understand the units in existence with all its five aspects. Now, out of these conclusions, now we can define the role of human being in this existence. And this is what we intend to explore in this session. So now that we know about the human being and about the existence, on the basis of this, we can define the role of human being in this existence. So with above conclusions, we can see that the role of human being in this existence is to understand the coexistence and to live in coexistence. And that's it. So existence is there as coexistence. The human being is there as a part of this coexistence, as a part of this nature. And ultimately what human being has to do is to understand this coexistence, right? And then to live in this coexistence. So this is the role of human being in essence. We have put a star there saying that to make it more expressive, instead of using just coexistence, we can use coexistence, harmony, and relationship. So this will become more expressive. It will convey more in terms of what we have to, live with. It will convey the harmony, the relationship, which is of direct importance for us to live in our, day-to-day life, both at the level of self, at the level of body, and at the level of our relationship with human being and rest of nature. So the role of human being is to understand the coexistence and to live in coexistence. And then we are saying that the fulfillment of this role leads to continuous happiness in the self, with the basic human desire. So this also we have been seeing all through, that if we understand the coexistence and we live in coexistence, then it leads to a state of continuous happiness in the self, which is the basic human desire. So we'll look into this in further detail as we go on. So we are expanding on this. So two things we said: to understand the coexistence. So we are expanding that here, to understand the coexistence. And second is to live in coexistence. These are the two things that we have to do to fulfill our role as human beings, to ensure continuity of happiness in the self. So if I expand on this, to understand the coexistence, there are two parts. Number one is to understand the coexistence, which we are calling as knowledge. And number two is to ensure the feeling, the thought of coexistence. Having clarity of how to live in coexistence. That is called resolution. So when we are saying to understand the coexistence, it also includes this: to understand the coexistence and to have the clarity about how to live in coexistence, which essentially means to ensure the feeling and thought of coexistence. Once we have understood this and we have this feeling in us, this thought in us, this resolution in us, then we can ensure this living in coexistence. And living in coexistence can be further divided into two parts. One is to live in coexistence with human beings, and that is what we are calling as relationship. And the other is to live in coexistence with entire nature, and that is what is meant by harmony. So living with human being, this coexistence is seen as relationship. Living with the whole nature is seen as the harmony. So these are two things we have to do when it comes to living in this existence. We have to live in coexistence with human beings, and we have to live in coexistence with entire nature. And if I extend this living in coexistence with human being, in relationship with human being, from family to world family, what it results into is undivided society. Similarly, when we are living in coexistence with entire nature, and we are extending it from family order to world family order, then what we get out of this is universal human order. So ultimately, to live in coexistence would mean living in relationship with other human beings, right, in a mutually fulfilling manner, starting from family to world family, leading to undivided society. This is part one. And the part two of living in coexistence is to live in coexistence with entire nature. Starting from family order to world family order. And this will result into universal human order. So this is what we have to do as human beings. We have to understand the coexistence and we have to live in coexistence. And now if you put this all together, this is how it looks like. So we have to have the knowledge of coexistence. We have to have the resolution which is based on coexistence, harmony and relationship. Then we have to work for a society, undivided society, through this understanding of coexistence and living in coexistence. And when I'm saying coexistence, now you can include coexistence, harmony and relationship. And ultimately participating in the universal human order, whereby you are able to maintain a system in this society which can continue, multiply generation after generation. So we start with this system at the level of family and then go on right up to the world family order. So now we can see what we need to do is to ensure knowledge and resolution in this self and ensure undivided society and universal human order by working through the body in mutual relationship. So think on this, reflect. If there are questions, we'll take up at the end. So to continue with it, so the role of human being in this existence is to understand the coexistence and to live in coexistence. And to make it more expressive, we can say coexistence, harmony and relationship in place of coexistence. So in that case, role of human being in this existence is to understand the coexistence, harmony and relationship and to live in coexistence, harmony and relationship. So this is what we have to do as human beings. So with this statement, now we can recall that this is what we have been working on in exercise 1. So if you look at exercise 1, this is what we have been trying to work on, understanding the coexistence, harmony and relationship and ensuring that our feeling, our thought is in line with coexistence, harmony and relationship. So let us look at that. So if you look at exercise 1, in exercise 1, step 6A, we are verifying that it is the feeling of coexistence, harmony and relationship that is natural for us and that leads to a state of happiness. This is what we have been working on in step 6A of exercise 1. So there we are asking ourselves which feeling is naturally acceptable to us, feeling of relationship or feeling of opposition, feeling of harmony or feeling of disharmony, contradiction. So that verification we are doing, and you can do that verification. And you can come to the conclusion that ultimately it is the feeling of relationship, harmony and coexistence, which is naturally acceptable, which is natural for all of us And if we have that feeling in us, it gives rise to a state of harmony and happiness within. So in step 6A, we are trying to see that coexistence, harmony, and relationship are the natural feelings for human being. In 6B, now we are trying to understand the details of what is coexistence, what is harmony, what is relationship. So in step 6B, we'll try to understand this coexistence, this harmony, and relationship. And now if you see the major part of our EHV2 lectures that we have talked about till now, EHV2 contents, right? This content, this major part of this EHV2 content of EHV2 is essentially this: the coexistence, harmony, and relationship. This is what we are trying to understand. This is what we are trying to ensure the feeling of. This is what we are trying to express in our behavior. Now, if 6A and 6B are done, then step 7 is simple. That now I am able to see that if I can see that this is the feeling of coexistence, harmony, and relationship which is naturally acceptable to me, then what I have to do is that at least at this moment, I ensure that the feeling that I have towards the other at this moment is in line with coexistence, harmony, and relationship, and not otherwise. So if I can ensure that at this moment of time, my feeling is in line with coexistence, harmony, and relationship, then I can be in a state of harmony and a state of happiness on the basis of this feeling. And if I can ensure this every moment, I can ensure the state of happiness, state of continuous happiness every moment. So I can be in a state of continuous. So this is what we have been practicing in step 6A, B, and step 7. So what we are trying through exercise 1 and 2 is essentially identifying the role of human being in this existence and fulfilling it by way of ensuring understanding, feeling, and thought of coexistence, harmony, and relationship every moment. This is what we are trying to do here. So as we said, that what we have been trying to do in exercise 1 is essentially trying to fulfill the role of human being by way of understanding the coexistence, harmony, and relationship, and ensuring the right feeling and right thought, regulation based on this understanding of coexistence, harmony, and relationship, and fulfillment of it. Yes. So we have already been working on exercise 6, exercise 1, step 6A, 6B, 7. Now you can connect it properly with the background that we have of these EHV2 sessions. In fact, the two can reinforce the content that we are delivering in these lectures and the practice session that you are undergoing. So both are related and reinforcing for each other. Good. And as I said, the fulfillment of role of human being leads to continuous happiness in the self. And when we say continuous happiness in the self, what does it mean at the level of activities of the self? So that's what we have written, that this is expressed in the form of bliss, satisfaction, peace, and happiness. So now that one word, continuous happiness, essentially means, this bliss, satisfaction, the peace and happiness in the self. This we'll try to see in the next slide. And this is the next slide. This we have been talking about quite many times, but I can just briefly mention again that if I have this realization, understanding, and contemplation of coexistence, harmony, and relationship, then this V1, these activities are guiding the lower activities of imaging, analyzing, comparing, selecting, and testing. And as a result, self is in harmony and state of happiness. With this state of happiness, now I can express outside in terms of my behavior with human beings, leading to mutual happiness. My work with rest of nature, leading to mutual prosperity, and my participation with other also, leading to fulfillment of human goals. So if I have this, I am awakened to these higher activities, then I can line up my lower activities on the basis of these higher activities. And when we do that, we are in harmony within, state of happiness within. Right? But this can be defined properly also, like bliss, for example. The state of bliss is an indicator that I have seen the harmony, in nature, in all these four orders, right? So when we can see this, that nature is in harmony in these four orders, a relationship of mutual fulfillment, then our determination is to live with this. So this definiteness that I see in every unit in terms of its harmony, in terms of its self-organization, is what gives me a feeling of assurance, right? Feeling of having seen the reality, and the feeling that this reality is definite, is certain. So that feeling that everything is certain, definite, and every unit can play its role, there is all the provision in nature. This is what we are saying is a state of bliss. So no insecurity, no uncertainty. Similarly, when I can see what is my desire, right? That is to live with, in coexistence, in harmony, in relationship. So when I'm able to see my desire and they are definite, and I can also see that there is all provision for it to be fulfilled in existence, because that is the way the existence is, then I feel satisfied. I have a feeling of satisfaction. So it means that my desires have become definite out of my understanding, and out of my deeper understanding, I am able to see that there is all provision there to fulfill these desires. So I have the assurance that my desires are definite, and I have the assurance that this desire can be fulfilled because all the arrangement is there in nature. So like that, bliss, satisfaction, peace, harmony, happiness, all these results as a outcome of fulfillment of my role as human being. And you can see that this bliss and this satisfaction and this peace and the harmony is there only by virtue of the harmony between the activity of the self, the synchronization of this with the self. So when this activity of the self are synchronized, one way of describing this would be that when my understanding is guided by my realization. So when the realization has taken charge of guiding the understanding, and this understanding is in line with that, so when the realization and the understanding are synchronized, then the definiteness comes and we are in a state of bliss. So like that, the harmony between the realization and understanding leads to the feeling of bliss. Harmony between understanding and contemplation leads to satisfaction, and so on. So this is the outcome of fulfillment of role of human being in existence. So we have continuous happiness, we have this peace, the happiness, peace, satisfaction, bliss. With this fulfillment of role of human being in the existence, the process of unfolding of coexistence is also completed, as shown in the next two slides. This is very interesting, that when we were looking at existence, we found that this existence looks like this with all its unfolding. And we said that whatever had to happen till human order has already happened without us doing anything. So till the appearance of human being, the human order, everything in nature is self-organized, right? And they are in harmony. But when you place the human being, you see all kinds of disturbance. So it is very important to understand the conduct of human being and ensure that the human beings do have the right conduct. So this is the only part which is incomplete in the process of expression of coexistence. So if you now feel that, this is how it will look like. The whole existence would look like this. So anything up to the human order, appearance of human order is already there. Through this effort that we are doing, we can complete the process at the level of self of human being. Okay. So this process of unfolding of coexistence is completed through the role of human being in this existence being played properly. So all that has to happen in this coexistence, in terms of unfolding of this coexistence, is completed through the playing of role of human being in this existence. And then this is how the whole existence would look like, starting from coexistence and completing in universal human order. So you can see, if you look at the whole existence, this is, running from coexistence to universal human order. If you look at the human being now, and the self, right, in particular, it is running from realization of coexistence to authentication of universal human order. So this basic shift in the human being, right, which starts with realization of coexistence and completes with authentication of universal human order, is also the completion point of the existence as a whole, which starts with coexistence and ends with universal human order. So this is what we are able to see now, the whole picture of existence as coexistence, the picture of human existence in this existence, and in human being, the existence of self and body, and what is happening at the level of self in terms of lower activity and the higher activity, and how the higher activities are guiding the lower activities, and so on. And with all that harmony in the self, how it is expressed, with the body in the outside world, in terms of behavior with human beings, work with rest of nature. So with this, let us sum up. The question now is, how do we go about ensuring this role of human being in existence? So now that we have understood what is the role of human being in existence, what do we do for it? How do we ensure this role of human existence? Role of human being in this existence. So let's look at that. We have seen that role of human being in this existence is to understand the coexistence and to live in coexistence, which in more expressive terms means to understand coexistence, harmony, and relationship, and to live in coexistence, harmony, and relationship. This we have already seen. Now the question is, how do we go about ensuring this role? What do we do to ensure the fulfillment of this role of human being in existence? In response to this, what we are saying is, one of the possible way is what we have described through exercise 1, 2, 3. So now we can correlate it to what we have been doing in exercise 1, exercise 2. Right? So when we are talking about the exercise, about the practice session, we said this is one way of going about looking at human being, looking at existence. It's not the only way. Now here we are saying that if we have to ensure the fulfillment of our role as human being, then this exercise can be one way of realizing all this. Right? So out of the possible way is what we have described through exercise 1 to 3. Out of this, we are already working through exercise 1 and exercise 2 and preparing ground for exercise 3. So now if you look at what we have been doing under exercise, we have been working on exercise 1, now we are working on exercise 2, and we said that it will also help us prepare the ground for exercise 3. So basically, through this exercise 1 and exercise 2 that we are doing, you can see that we can understand the role of human being and also fulfill that role. So if you remember in exercise 1, particularly the steps 6A, 6B, and 7, we have been trying to verify that coexistence, harmony, and relationship is what is naturally acceptable to us, right? And this is what, gives rise to a state of harmony and happiness within. So look at this step, exercise 1, 2, exercise 1, step 1A, step 6B, step 7. So in step 6A, we are able to see that the feeling of harmony, relationship, harmony, and coexistence is what is naturally acceptable to us. In step 6B, we are able to see that we have to understand this relationship, harmony, and coexistence in detail. And that is what we are trying to do in major part of the content of USB 2. And in step 6, we are trying to ensure that the feeling that we have at this moment is in line with the feeling of relationship, harmony, and coexistence, right? And not otherwise. And if we can ensure in step 7 that the feeling that I have at this moment is in line with relationship, harmony, and coexistence, then I can ensure that I am in a state of harmony and happiness within. And if I can ensure this every moment, I can ensure the continuity of happiness. So through these steps 6A, 6B, and 7 of exercise 1, it is possible for us to see that it is the feeling of relationship, harmony, and coexistence which is naturally acceptable to us, that we can understand these feelings of relationship, harmony, and coexistence. And once we understand, we can ensure that the feeling that we have in ourselves at any moment is in line with this and not otherwise. And if we can do this, we will be in a state of harmony within and a state of happiness within every moment. And that is how we can ensure the continuity of happiness. So this is what, in a sense, we have been trying to look at in this session. That is trying to identify the role of human being and trying to fulfill it, right, by way of these exercise 1, 2, and 3. Good. So with this, I will open for question. And regarding the points of self-reflection, it is the same as this exercise 1, step 6A, 6B, and 7. So this we have been already doing, under the practice session. But in the context of this content of role of human being in existence, these can be taken as point of self-reflection. So good. With this, I can open for question. Your questions are welcome.